be the change that you want to see. So Chief Big Bear of the Canadian Prairie War through the 1800s, he's quoted for saying, "We should not fight the Queen with guns, but we should fight her with her own laws." And what that means is that the only way we'll win is with the Queen's laws. So we got to uphold the law in court, and we got to write the law in government. This is part 3 of a 3-video series. So today I'm going to talk about upholding laws in court. And how it relates to mental health in this 3-part series. So, Chief Big Bear, upholding the law in court, Veterans Affairs. 3 times I caught Veterans Affairs breaking the law, and so who's going to uphold those laws when a branch of the government breaks the law? So once Veterans Affairs what's it called? I'm out of breath. Can't think straight. Okay, so Veterans Affairs asked the ombudsman, get this, the Veterans Ombudsman is supposed to help me, but Veterans Affairs had the Veterans Ombudsman spy on my social media to gather evidence against me, and that's unlawful. So that's there's a process for getting evidence. Usually requires court orders. Not always, but they looked through my social media to see what I was up to, and that's breaking the law. So who's going to uphold laws when Veterans Affairs breaks laws? How many lawyers would do that? So I'm going to suggest, like Chief Big Bear, is we have to uphold the law. Another time Veterans Affairs broke the law is when I asked for a copy of an application form I prepared. Twice they said they found it. Twice they sent it to me, and both times it was the wrong application form. So the first time might have been an error, but the second time I would say is fabricating evidence, because they purposefully chose to send me the wrong package. By the criminal code, that is fabricating evidence. And now I can't remember the third example. So but I did lay it out in an email to my Veterans Affairs worker, and I copied it to a lawyer. And so we have to uphold laws. I've asked for help, and in 2019 the rehab application I prepared clearly showed I couldn't function, and my worker then at that time interrupted me to tell me to stop checking all the boxes that applied. So and they chose not to help me. And so they chose not to help me. And I asked for help like somebody would call 911 for an ambulance. And last winter I spoke with one of the veterans agencies about getting some help to reach Veterans Affairs, and the agency, that individual from the agency told me I didn't need help, that Veterans Affairs was doing everything they could for me. But a lawyer recently threatened Veterans Affairs and now Veterans Affairs is suggesting they'll help me. So let's check my inbox, see what Veterans Affairs has to say. If Veterans Affairs sent me an email. What else can I say about upholding the law, being the change? We have to uphold the law. So I'm going to push Veterans Affairs to send me to law school, because it shouldn't take a lawyer to get some help. And I'd get people telling me that they're helping me, but but nobody would speak up against Veterans Affairs. I had to get a lawyer to speak up against Veterans Affairs, and it shouldn't take a lawyer to get some mental health help. So I'm going to push to become a lawyer, because and Veterans Affairs shouldn't be breaking laws to refuse to help me. And most lawyers wouldn't take on a criminal case against Veterans Affairs, so it has to be up to us. Like, there's no sense complaining about it. Be the change you want to see. I'm gonna take this time to remind everybody to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I love Chief Big Bear's quote. I'm just lucky I got to see that. And I got a generic message from Veterans Affairs just to say that they received my email. So my worker hasn't responded yet. And just now I realized I need to send another email. No, it is there. I already addressed the emergency funds application. So, all to say, we gotta uphold laws. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. It's up to us. We gotta do the work. We can hire lawyers that'll do it. There's different ways of doing that. Even criminal complaints can be addressed in lawsuits without actually filing criminal charges. But again, it would require finding a special lawyer that would accept to do that. And then sometimes they don't need to be paid. Sometimes they'll do it on the whatever it's called. I think it's contingency, where they get paid at the end of the lawsuit. But so and that would be difficult to address. So Tomorrow I have an appointment with the Veterans Affairs worker, the same one that's paid by Veterans Affairs, who claims is supposed to help me. So we'll see what kind of help they can give me. Upholding laws for mental health. They claim they help me, but they break laws to refuse to help me. Maybe I should address that in an email to back. How much help are they really offering if they're willing to break laws to refuse to help me? What does that do for my mental health? Maybe I won't write that in an email just yet. I might think about it for a while. So like, comment, share, subscribe.